Romans chapter 10 verse 5. For Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them. So Moses spoke about the righteousness of the law, because the law is righteous. And the so-called white man has taken, he knows about the laws of the Bible. He will tell you to come to court and swear on the Bible. He's got Bible scholars out there who know the truth of the Bible. But the so-called white man, he doesn't adhere to them. He transgresses against them. You understand? So that's why America's going to be destroyed. Upholding homosexuality, upholding feminism, which has nothing to do with the Bible, because a woman is meant to be subject to her husband. You understand? Teaching that a man can only have one woman, or even go as far as saying that a man, it's perfectly fine for a man to get to get into bed with another man, and a woman get into bed with another woman. That children can disrespect their parents, all right? And because America has shed innocent blood, the blood of the Israelites, the nation of Yasha Allah, nation of Israel. So America's defiled, man. America's defiled. Adultery is rampant in America. So if the so-called white man was going to take the laws and bestow it upon himself and say that he's the people of the Bible, that means he's responsible for keeping the law. So therefore the Most High is going to judge him. And he was meant to basically live by the laws then, if he's going to bestow it upon himself. So I say, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. So like he said, indignation means righteous anger, because the Most High is righteous. He's going to judge the so-called white man for his transgression, for his wickedness, for his violence, man. So we know the Lord's angry. When you're angry, man, you're blowing steam. You're ready to kick somebody's behind, man. You're ready to tear shit up. So the Most High is going to set loose the 4 angels to destroy the third part of men and destroy the whole land.
I know he's going to be here,
Yeah.
So this is the current spot, bruv, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it say, to destroy the whole land. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. So that's where you get the word woe from. The word woe means destruction. All right? Because during the course of the third woe, missiles are going to be shot from Russia and the regarding nations of the EU and destroy America. And fulfill the judgment of the Most High. The Most High is going to put the spirit within all these nations to do their bidding, man. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. All right? Every man's heart shall melt, man. All right? Your heart's gonna melt inside your body, man. Great fear is gonna come upon the inhabitants of America. Great fear, man. You know? You're gonna see the missiles coming, man. And your heart's just gonna faint, man. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. Because the the birth pangs of a woman increase, man. They increase and they increase even more and get even more painful. So that's how that sorrow and anguish is going to be upon the inhabitants of America. That fear is going to increase and increase, man, as the missiles get closer and closer. But they're not really going to feel any pain, because within the blink of an eye, they're going to be in the spirit world. As soon as that nuclear fire hits them, they're straight away going to be in the spirit world. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. So all that pride, all that all the inhabitants of America had, the 2/3 of our people, the so-called white man and all the proud nations that inhabit a Babylon the Great America, their faces shall be as flames, man. Because they're not going to be able to escape this destruction. You got articles on the nuclears, on missiles. Go ahead, man.
I got an article, right?
I'll come closer in.
Okay. Pretty much I got an article, right? It's pretty current, and I mean, it just goes to show you, what the brother is saying, which is correct. Things are starting to get heat up. It's starting to take its toll. So it says, alert, all of the money. No, that's not the one I wanted. Yeah, this is the right here.
Take your time, man.
Yeah, this is published on the 5th of April, 2013.
Lift up your voice, though.
This is published on the 5th of April, 2013. The UK government is determined to pour billions of pounds into upgrading its nuclear deterrent, citing involving threats from North Korea and Iran. And the intentions by the country's Prime Minister, David Cameron, comes hot on the heels of Pyongyang's readiness to unpack its nuclear arsenal in the move against the US.
So break that down.
So pretty much, David Cameron, he's shitting himself, because he sees that North Korea might also strike the UK as well, So he's getting hot. He's panicking, so to speak. So it goes on to say, David Cameron comes hot on the heels of Pyongyang's readiness to unpack its nuclear.
Who's Pyongyang? Who's Pyongyang?
Oh no, Pyongyang is the Prime Minister over there in North Korea. So the thing of it is, David Cameron, he's, like I said before, he shit himself because he sees that North Korea is getting ready. Because what they want to do is North Korea, they don't want to come in alliance with America. What America wants, what they want to do, what North Korea wants to do. North Korea wants to be its own superpower. So
right.
Instead of doing that, America is withdrawing them to do. Stop. Pretty much, Pyongyang, he wants this Pyongyang.
Yeah, that's a dodgy name, man. There's the Gooks in it, the Moabites.
So the thing of what he wants to do is he wants to, like I said before, he wants to be his own superpower, right? And he doesn't want to come in alliance with the West. But America is disagreeing with that. So Pyongyang, the North Korean Prime Minister, he wants to make a deal with the US and the UK to see if they can do some form of if they can do some form of deal. But pretty much the US ain't really with that. So the US is like, if you don't come along with us, then we might as well place certain sanctions upon you.
They're saying that to North Korea. They're saying that to North Korea.
They're saying that to North Korea. So, because North Korea sees what happened in the Middle East, which is Syria and those places.
Oh yeah.
So they see the resemblance of that if they was to back down. That's why Pyongyang, the North Korean Prime Minister, he wants to hold on to his position. Right. You see?
He's learning from the mistakes of the other Middle Eastern. Yeah.
So it goes on to read. I want to read a little bit more. I'm gonna let the brother continue his thing. So it says, Cameron comes hot on the heels of Pyongyang's readiness to unpack its nuclear arsenal in a move against the U.S. expert, however, questioned whether North Korea posed an actual threat to the UK. David Cameron provoked surprise today when he claimed that North Korea now possesses the capability to launch a nuclear strike against Britain. So that's why Britain is also exercising its nuclear capabilities now, as I saw recently in the news. You know, so because Great Britain, because I mean, not only like all of us as brothers been saying, not only is America going to be obliterated off the face of the planet, but you're going to have Britain also and Israel and all the above. Because this is the third world war. This is not a singular war. This is a world war that's getting ready to happen. You see? So David Cameron, he's really shitting himself right now because of North Korea.
I've got something still.
Bring it up,
bro. It says this. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom. So Edom, that's another label or name given to America.
And the so-called white man.
Yeah. Well, that's Edom is like the country where the so-called white man dwelt. Who's the Edomites. And that's America. Because the Edomites, that's their land right about now. So Edom's just another name for America alongside Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah and Egypt. We have heard a rumor concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. So that ambassador, you could say, is, what's his name? Pyongyang. He's the one who's basically going to rise up against America. You know, you got North Korea threatening America. America wants to bully North Korea. You know, so that ambassador, you could say, is North Korea, man. Because they don't seem to be playing right about now. So like, yeah, so rise up against some battle. That's the third war.
And that's what this thing is all about, man. Because what's going to happen is once North Korea, right? Once America gets in with North Korea, then evidently, overallly, you're gonna have all these other countries that America's gonna have to go against too.
Exactly. So it's gonna create enemies, man.
That's right, absolutely.
So it says, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. You know, because Edom is small, as we say, comparison to all the other nations that's making enemies, man. With, you know, North Korea, Syria, Iran, all right, Libya, Syria, like I said, Russia, China, Egypt. So Edom, America, is small in comparison to all its surrounding enemies, man, that it's making. So it's greatly despised.
That's right. So, you know, and that's it right there. But I got a lot more stuff.
But wait, there it says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee. So the pride of the so-called white man has deceived him, man. He thought he could go around the earth and bully everybody, you know.